Immigration has consistently shaped nations and sparked debates. The modern world continues to grapple with border crises, mass deportations, and anti-immigration policies. Throughout history, migration has been a story of hope, struggle, and transformation. From the Great Migration of the early 20th century to the refugee policies of the 2010s, migration has redefined societies and tested their values. In this video, the parallels between modern immigration debates and historical migration waves will be explored, uncovering insights that reveal the patterns shaping our world today. Between 1916 and 1970, 6 million African Americans left the rural South for industrial cities in the North, Midwest, and West. This mass movement, known as the Great Migration, sought to escape the entrenched racial segregation, violence, and limited economic opportunities of the Jim Crow South. The Great Migration brought profound demographic changes. Cities like Chicago, Detroit, and New York experienced population booms, with Black communities establishing vibrant cultural centers. The Harlem Renaissance became a defining moment in American history, as writers like Langston Hughes and artists like Jacob Lawrence reshaped cultural narratives. Industrial sectors flourished as new workers filled labor shortages caused by World War I and II. The migration, however, also sparked significant challenges. White communities resisted the influx of Black residents through discriminatory housing practices, restrictive covenants, and redlining. The 1919 Red Summer saw violent riots in cities like Chicago and Washington, D.C., exposing the racial tensions underlying this transformative period. Despite these struggles, the Great Migration forever altered America's cultural, political, and economic landscapes. The 2010s marked a global humanitarian crisis, with wars in Syria, Afghanistan, and Iraq displacing millions. By 2015, more than 65 million people worldwide were forcibly displaced, a record high since World War II. Europe faced an unprecedented influx of asylum seekers, with Germany welcoming over 1 million refugees in a single year under Chancellor Angela Merkel's leadership. The open refugee policies during this period reflected an effort to uphold humanitarian values. Countries like Canada resettled tens of thousands of Syrians, while Sweden accepted the highest number of refugees per capita. Economically, the impact was significant. Germany's GDP grew due to the influx of young, working-age migrants contributing to the labor force, addressing its aging population crisis. However, these policies also brought challenges. Public sentiment turned as concerns over cultural integration, resource allocation, and security grew. In Sweden, far-right parties gained traction, and in Germany, protests by groups like Pegida highlighted rising anti-immigration sentiment. This period demonstrated both the possibilities and complexities of large-scale migration. Immigration remains one of the most divisive issues in the 21st century. In the United States, immigration policies under former President Donald Trump signaled a hardline shift. Plans for a border wall, family separation policies, and increased deportations were framed as necessary for national security. In 2023, U.S. Immigration and Customs Enforcement reported over 72,000 deportations in a single fiscal quarter, highlighting the scale of enforcement. Globally, similar patterns have emerged. Italy's crackdown on migrant boats crossing the Mediterranean reflects a broader European trend of restrictive border policies. The UK's Brexit decision in 2016, driven partly by anti-immigration rhetoric, led to stricter regulations on movement. Hungary's Viktor Orbán implemented fortified borders, reflecting a Europe-wide backlash against the migration crisis of the previous decade. These policies highlight a shift away from the ideals of the 2010s, paralleling the resistance seen during the Great Migration. Migration continues to reshape demographics, economies, and politics, echoing the debates of the past. History reveals migration as a driver of transformation. The Great Migration reshaped America, creating opportunities while exposing deep divisions. Similarly, the refugee policies of the 2010s demonstrated the potential for compassion while underscoring the challenges of integration. Modern immigration debates show that resistance to migration often stems from fear of change, cultural dilution, or resource scarcity. However, history consistently shows that migration enriches societies. Migrants contribute to economies, innovate industries, and strengthen cultural diversity. Germany's economic growth post-2015 and the cultural renaissance of the Great Migration stand as evidence of these contributions. Navigating migration requires balancing security and humanity. As immigration continues to shape the world, the lessons of history underline the importance of empathy, planning, and inclusivity. Migration is not just a challenge, It is an opportunity to redefine societies for the better. From the Great Migration to modern border crises, migration has been a constant force of change. The parallels between history and today highlight both the challenges and opportunities of movement. As nations confront immigration, the past serves as a reminder that inclusion and adaptability drive progress. Subscribe for more videos that connect history to the present. Thank you for watching and see you in the next episode.